This is the Samsung Galaxy A02. Not to be confused with the A02s, this is actually a lower version and supposed direct upgrade to the A01. Similarly priced to the base model of the A02s and sports a 28nm processor. Yep, you heard right, a 28nm processor. Wait, why does this device exist? What is up guys, my name is Izzy and welcome to the channel. So this is the A02 and this is the A02s, a device I reviewed on the channel not long ago. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can check that out. The Samsung Galaxy A02 has two variants, one with 2GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, priced just about $100, that is 42,500 naira, and the other with 3GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, priced higher at about $120, that is 50,500 naira, which is the one I have here. Now, the base model of the Samsung Galaxy A02s is also around the $125 price range, which begs the question, why does this device exist and who is it targeted at? Well, we are going to find out soon enough. The retail box of Samsung's A-series devices needs no introduction, but with the A02 there is a slight change in the box. The word Galaxy is now branded boldly on the left. Previously we had the device name printed here in smaller letters. You'll get the expected accessories with the A02. That includes a charging brick. There's no fast charging, so it's not a fast charger. A micro USB cable, standard earphones, alongside the warranty card and quick start guide. And of course, the SIM ejector too. There is no screen protector nor any protective casing in the box. The Samsung Galaxy A02 has a plastic build with a glass display. The textured finish on the plastic is almost similar to the one on the A12, but this is more spaced and easily visible. It allows for good grip, but you can tell it feels cheaper and of slightly less quality than what is on the A12 or the A02s. There is no fingerprint scanner on the A02, though I don't think anyone was expecting it to have. What you probably would not expect is that there is also no face unlock, so you are left with pin or pattern for security. Well, you could say face unlock was not secure anyway, so I guess we can do away with it. Is this a deal breaker for you? Let me know in the comment section. All the buttons and ports are in their expected positions. The Samsung Galaxy A02 has a micro USB port. Also worthy of mentioning is the single noise cancelling microphone which is at the bottom. There's usually one at the top with other Samsung devices. There is a dual nano SIM slot to the left and it supports SD card expansion. The display here is the 720p PLS IPS panel, which actually looks good. It has a 20:9 aspect ratio and you should have no problems with media consumption. A recent YouTube update now allows you to watch content up to 1080p on 720p displays. The display here is 6.5 inches and has the selfie camera in the Infinity V style. It gets up to decent brightness levels for outdoor use. The software is one area where the Samsung Galaxy A02 falls short. Now, don't get me wrong, it is One UI 2.5 on Android 10, supposedly full version, but it feels more like the Go edition of Android 10. It has no gesture navigation, so if like me you prefer using gesture navigation, you can't have that here. There's also no split screen multitasking or pop-up view. On the One UI side of things, it comes with standard applications, but the Samsung Internet app is the light version, which is understandable because it is going to struggle to run full version of apps even with its 3GB of RAM. No thanks to its 28nm Mediatek 6739 processor. Even the A01 had the 12nm Snapdragon 439, which I'd say is better. It doesn't have smart view, so you cannot connect to your TV, and also no quick share. So many deal breakers. Standard applications run fine for the most part, but there is noticeable delay when you launch them. Also, you notice some stutter when you are scrolling through apps like Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. You'll be better off running the Go version of these applications. For its price, this really shouldn't be the case, especially when you consider the fact that you can purchase the A02s for around the same price and it's a better device. Note that this is the highest configuration of the A02 with 3GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, and it retails for around $120. I expect the cheaper version, that is the 2GB version, to come with proper Android 10 Go edition and the light version of applications. Also, I should mention, if you are enjoying this video so far, a thumbs up and a sub to the channel would be simply amazing. Gaming on the Samsung Galaxy A02 is a no-go area. You can stick with the likes of Temple Run or Candy Crush or less demanding games. Do not bother with the likes of Asphalt 9 or Call of Duty Mobile. You could probably try PUBG Lite. You will find Asphalt 9 and Call of Duty Mobile on the Play Store, but don't get tempted. Believe me, I tried. Asphalt 9 could not even load past the first screen. So, gaming on the Samsung Galaxy A02, nah, don't do that. One positive thing to take from the A02 is its battery life. It sports a 5000 mAh battery and it gives really impressive performance. You are guaranteed a full day of use without needing to charge. And talking about charging, the A02 does not support fast charging. Charging from 0 to 30% will take you up to 1 hour, and to get a full charge from 0, it's going to take about 3 hours and 30 minutes. In the camera department, the A02 has similar configuration as the A02s, with the exemption of the depth sensor. There is a 5 megapixel selfie camera, and on the rear we have a 13 megapixel main camera and a 2 megapixel macro camera. The depth sensor would have been more useful than the macro camera. The A02 has fewer camera modes. There is no portrait or live focus mode, no panorama, also no pro mode. So you are left with standard photo, video and macro. It takes okay photos for its price and one can hardly complain. Since there is no live focus mode, you cannot take portrait selfies. Rate the camera quality of the Samsung Galaxy A02 on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you think about these pictures? On video, it is able to shoot up to 1080p Full HD videos at 30 frames per second from both the selfie and the rear cameras. There is no form of stabilization. Hello guys, so I'm out testing the cameras of the Samsung Galaxy A02 and you're looking at a video from the 5 megapixel selfie camera which can shoot up to 1080p Full HD videos at 30 frames per second. The rear cameras can also shoot 1080p Full HD videos, no form of stabilization, and unlike the A02s, this has fewer camera modes. There is no pro mode, there is no portrait mode. Yeah, it is what it is. The Samsung Galaxy A02 is a device I find really difficult to recommend. Unless you are on a really tight budget and you want to go for the 2GB version, then that is fine. But if you have a budget for the 3GB version, then I suggest you skip that and go for the A02s instead. It's priced around the same and it is a much better device. The Samsung Galaxy A02 is a device I think is only suitable for maybe your kid or an older person that only needs to run regular applications like WhatsApp and for calls. The pros of this device are good battery life, decent build, decent software being Samsung's One UI. But the cons far outweigh the pros. It lacks a lot of important features such as face unlock, gesture navigation, proper multitasking, some camera modes, and that 28nm processor which is not a very capable one. I'll be doing a review comparing the A02 to the A02s, so if you have not subscribed to the channel already, do hit that subscribe button so you don't miss when I post that video. And also, if you find this video helpful, a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't. See you in another video.